Addis Ababa through Kenyan eyes, a new dawn for Ethiopia. I first came across an article in a Kenyan newspaper, the very one you see here. A bold headline that stopped me in my tracks: Addis Thrives, Nairobi Lags. Written with honesty, surprise, and even frustration. And as an Ethiopian, reading those words, something stirred inside me. When we Ethiopians talk about the transformation of Addis Ababa, it often feels like a story we tell ourselves. A story of growth, change, and hope. But sometimes it takes an outsider to remind us just how far we have come. The Kenyan columnist wrote with shock. Not political shock, but the shock of witnessing a city that works, a city rising, a city redefining expectations. To us, Bole International Airport is simply home. But to him, it was the first revelation. He called it massive, impressive, impeccably organized. For us, it is proof that Ethiopia has chosen to build, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. He wrote that the first thing he felt in Addis was the cold, fresh air. And maybe we forget that this simple breath of clean air is a gift earned through renewal, green development, and discipline. In his words, clean air in Addis is not a promise, it is a lifestyle. Sometimes it takes a visitor to remind us of the blessings we overlook every day. Addis shocked him with its calm, its cleanliness, its order. He admired our trees, our cool weather, our sense of community. He compared it with Nairobi's dust, noise, and traffic. And reading his words, I realized what we consider ordinary, others see as extraordinary. He described our transportation: electric buses, organized roads, double-deckers moving quietly through the city. He noticed tiny green bins on every street, always empty, while Nairobi's overflow. He mentioned motorbike parking spaces, disciplined driving, and streets free from constant honking. This is not coincidence. This is planning. This is leadership. This is intention. Inside Ethiopian media houses, he saw something he didn't expect: technology, modern studios, clean spaces, equipment that rivaled global standards. He said they looked like Tony Stark's workstation. For him, it was shocking. For us, it is the result of investment in youth, creativity, and the future. He also wrote about our mayor, a woman known for determination, grit, and relentless dedication. He said, "The things our government merely says it will do, in Addis, they are said, done, and already working." From an outsider, that observation carries weight. And then, the GERD. He saw it not as controversy, but as national pride. He watched our fountains dance with music, saw the flag flying, and understood what the dam means to us. He wrote, "The GERD was built by Ethiopians for Ethiopians." Sometimes the world sees our unity clearer than we do. By the time I finished reading the Kenyan article, I felt more than pride. I felt responsibility. Because when a visitor says Addis thrives, it is not a declaration of completion. It is a call to continue, to protect what we've built, to strengthen it, to rise further. Addis Ababa is not perfect. No city is. But Ethiopia has proven that change is possible, that dreams can be built in daylight, that with discipline, unity, and courage, African cities can rise and rise proudly. If a Kenyan journalist can see our progress so clearly, then maybe it's time we see it too. This is Addis Ababa, through Kenyan eyes. This is Ethiopia, through our own pride.